the microphone right in the exhaust. Oh dear. Here's the deal with the Camaro. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're actually going to be talking about me selling the ZL1 1LE. I kind of mentioned this in my last video with this car, and I just got to give you guys a little bit more information. But first off, before we start, this car needs to be washed desperately. So we're going to take it to the car wash. We're going to get it washed off and all pretty, and then we can start the video. But we actually also have to move the Raptor because, well, the Raptor's in the way. I'm putting my camera in a massive amount of danger so you guys can get like the best sound quality ever. Ooh. She sounds pretty good. She's about to get a whole lot louder thanks to Corsa, but we just gotta wait till like Friday-ish, then we'll make her a whole lot louder. Oh man, if you didn't see my last video, obviously we did the whole new wrap on the Raptor. I love all of the little black accents on the truck, like just, oh, I love it. Ooh, built Ford tough. Nice. Oh, never mind. System fault. Man, this is like the 20th problem I've had with the Raptor. Now the blind spot monitoring isn't working. Built Ford weak, am I right, guys? Just casually going to my parking space. This person in this Audi doesn't understand what I'm doing, but that's okay. They probably think I'm going, but I'm not. I gotta wait for them to move because, well, holding a camera and driving is actually a lot harder than it looks, guys. We got a Slowbaroo, bye Slowbaroo. Designated parking space right here on the rocks. Well, the camera's been working okay with the Raptor lately, and you can actually see the orange accenting there with the camera, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the camera's been working pretty good lately, even though I haven't gotten it fully fixed or anything like that. And perfect. We got our VIP parking. Man, this is where the Raptor is always meant to be, just out here front and center. Looks absolutely fantastic, but now I've got to go to the Camaro. Okay, well, it's time to get the Camaro. I forgot to get the key. We are, again, risking it all so you guys can get the best sound quality ever. Gonna put the microphone right in the exhaust. Oh dear. That was a good cold start. Like, that was solid. Ooh. Man, sometimes it's really hard to get in here, and you guys probably can't see me, but sometimes it's pretty hard to get in this car. If you guys had any question ever what drive mode I drive it in, track every single time. And yesterday I actually had it in the wet handling mode because it rained, and it was really weird. It cuts power hardcore, and it isn't really drivable. So, don't worry about that, but that's the drive mode I'm always in. Race. I know this video is about me selling this car, but I just don't know if I can do it. Like, this car's like the perfect spec. It has like nice little carbon fiber bits on it. It's got Alcantara everywhere. It's got the little red seat belts that I love. It's fast. It's a lot of fun. But when I explain things, it'll kind of make sense to you guys a little bit better. But yeah, it's just tough. I don't want to, but, well, let's set her off. What are you beeping at? There's nothing behind me. There's literally nothing behind me. Maybe it's beeping at the Raptor. Gosh. Putting color on the Ford letters, best choice I've ever made in my entire life. Okay, I know I've said it a million times, but holy crap, the Raptor looks so good. Like, just look at that. Oh, I'm in love with the Raptor again. But it needs new bumpers, but I also can't, but yeah. Well, we are going to attempt to film while driving. I mean, this is a simulation. So you guys can see it doesn't really get any traction ever. It's just no traction never. Ready for some gnarly downshifts. Just gotta hold the minus pedal. Ooh. Yes, the world's best downshifts. We're gonna try this again. I did not just bounce off the rev limiter, I promise. I did not do that at all. But you guys can see, it's so much power, it's almost unusable. If you guys are wondering why I'm only showing the speedometer, it's because my location is classified with my current activities. Man, people drive so slow in this weird location. Okay, we're gonna try downshifts again. Ooh, buddy, downshift life. Well, the car is all washed and such, and finally looks pretty good on the outside. Oh, like this is so bitter for me on it. Well, there's like a little bit of sweetness, and again, like I'll explain in a little bit. But yeah, it's also bitter at the same time, and as much as I would love to floor it right now, the tires are wet since I just washed it, so like you guys can kind of get a whiff. Yeah, it cuts power a ton because I have no traction, and yeah, maybe this is, actually, I'm gonna show you guys the wet mode so you guys can understand like how bad that cuts power. Right now I've got it in the wet mode, okay? Now I'm gonna floor it. It just like, it cuts power so bad. Like that wasn't too bad compared to like what it normally does, but it's pretty bad with how much it cuts power. And there's a proper downshift for you guys. Well, now the Camaro's like mostly clean, and oh my gosh, the color right here, you guys can see in the sunlight, just with the gold, ooh, looks absolutely crazy. And that's one of the things that's like the most bitter for me, is this is like one of the coolest like looking cars that I've ever, actually I think it's the coolest looking car I've ever had. Just like the overall aesthetic, what I've done with the green and the gold, and then just like all the other elements, it just looks cool from every single angle. And the canards on the front, ooh, those are just killer as well. And then obviously big wang gang there in the back. So yeah, that's one of the things that makes it like the hardest for me, is just like how cool this car looks, and then obviously the performance. The lights too, that's the thing I forgot to mention, especially the headlights. Like look at these things, they look so sinister just with like the accenting on them. And then, oh, of course they pop off right as soon as I start talking about it. But yeah, just everything about the car. It looks so cool here in the garage too. So here's the deal with the Camaro. You guys already heard my whole like spiel about the TRX and that coming out, and like for sure gonna be getting that or the new Raptor. Just depends on what exactly happens. If they release a GT 500 Raptor, that would make things really difficult, because then I would be like, do I go for the Ford again or do I get the Ram? Like it'd actually make my decision really hard. But regardless of that, that is for sure in the books. Now, how the Camaro relates is I already mentioned that I am planning on selling this with getting that truck. And the thing is, I didn't expect that many people to reach out to me that were interested in this car. And so it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot of interest in it, and what if there's not a lot of interest in it when I actually do end up getting the truck? So it's kind of like, obviously I want to take advantage of interest when it's there for the car. And the other thing I'm taking into consideration is the market value on this car is held pretty well. So right now I would be in a position where I really wouldn't lose much money, if any money at all, in the car. Whereas in 6 months from now, I just don't know what's gonna happen. And so it's kind of one of those situations where it's like, I'm not necessarily needing to sell it or anything like that, but the market is really good right now, and there's a lot of interest on this car because apparently there's not a lot of 2019 and 2020 ZL1 1LEs with automatic transmissions. I guess that there's just not a lot out there, so it's kind of like a little bit more of a unique car. I didn't even realize that. I knew that it was a little bit more rare, but I didn't realize how rare it was. Regardless though, that's kind of where I'm at with the cars. I don't really want to sell it, but it's like, if someone offers the right amount of money for it, it's hard to say no at the same time. And if I can get more money for it now, and I've already filmed a bunch of content with it and everything, and it's pretty much lived its life on the channel, then it kind of makes sense just from, I guess, when you're thinking about it logically. But then when I'm not thinking about it logically, I'm like, this car's fast, it's fun, and I don't really want to get rid of it. So yeah, it's kind of a weird place to be. So now, if you guys aren't familiar with the specs in the car, I'll quickly give you guys that. So first off, with the wrap is 2 different layers. So the layer on the bottom is called Solar Flash, and then it's got gold over laminate on the top. So that's why you kind of see this like greenish yellow, but then you can see when it hits the light, it has that gold metallic flake. So that gold metallic flake's the over laminate. Underneath you got the Solar Flash. Paint protection film on all of the carbon fiber there, and then the roof is also wrapped. So the roof also has kind of like a carbon fiber wrap on it, which I know it's not as cool as the real carbon fiber on the car, but I think it still looks really good with the car. in general. The only parts that aren't actually covered is that part of the hood, and then obviously all the little plastic bits that, again, they're plastic bits, and then the fuel door and the mirror caps, but they're mirror caps, so there's no point in covering those. Oh, and obviously the door handles are black. So that's everything with the wrap. Now getting into like the factory stuff, and actually have the window sticker right there. Obviously you guys can see that it's got the red brake calipers from the factory. It is a 1 LE package. And in terms of the tires, probably need to put new tires on it for sure, or I'm probably just gonna sell it for a little bit less money and then let the next owner deal with the tire situation, because it's honestly not that difficult. And then 10-speed automatic, and you actually have to go in the interior to be able to see this. So you can see red seat belts right here, and you got the really nice seats that are heated and cooled. I'm pretty sure all the 1LEs have that. Anyways, carbon fiber on the dash, and then you got little Alcantara there, and you guys will understand why these are important because these options will come up later. But 10-speed automatic, and it's got the cool ambient lighting that I have red because, well, it makes sense, right? I love just the red and the green. It just looks so cool to me. But some of you guys saw this in a previous video, but I'm showing this again because a lot of people are new to the channel. Here's the original window sticker, so you guys can see 2019 ZL1 Coupe. And then you can see the original color is black with the black interior with the red accenting, and then obviously 10-speed automatic. So this stuff is like all the standard equipment that comes with the vehicle. So you notice that the manual is standard equipment, but this one obviously has the automatic with it. Now here is the thing you need to see. So this is before options, 62,000. This is after options, 77,000. It has so much in options. So the person that originally bought this, obviously got the 1LE package, which is most of the money, and then 10-speed automatic's a good amount, performance data recorder as well, and then the weird stuff that I've shown you guys before. But here's for the people that haven't seen this. So like interior carbon fiber, 500 bucks, which is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, $14,000 in options. And that's how it gets to $77,000. Now I know you guys are all wondering how much for the car, and obviously that has to pertain to the title of this video and everything. So I sent all of the information over to my friend that works at a dealership, and believe it or not, things are online nowadays. So all he had to do is put the VIN and the miles on the car, and then he had to look at auction databases and all that kind of stuff. And finding a value on the car nowadays is super easy. And especially with a car that has such low miles, like this car only has 2,000 miles. He doesn't really need to see the car to be able to get a value on it. So he did all that, and he punched in all the data. And I want you guys to leave down in the comment section below what you think he came back with for the value of the car. Again, just put your guesses down below. Remember, 2019 has about 2,100 miles on it, roughly. And yeah, let me know. So now that you guys have put your guesses in, here are the amounts. So if I keep the tires the same and don't put new tires on it, 57,000. And if I put new tires on it, 58,000. And if you guys don't believe me, there's some jokes in here, but you guys can see right here, 57 to 58 is the money for it. And then you guys can see all my jokes about me being unemployed and all that kind of stuff. I have to make jokes about that because, well, YouTubing is kind of a job, but it's also kind of not. So I always joke with my friends that I am unemployed, and that's with the car. So if you guys are interested in the car, and there's already a lot of people that have messaged me, but if you want to add to the interest in the car, if you want me to put new tires on it, then I'll be 58,000 on it. And if you want to put new tires on yourself, then 57,000. Like I said, guys, I don't need to sell a car or anything like that. And so I mean, you can still message me if you want to put in a different offer, but honestly, if it's not in that range, I'm just not going to waste my time with it because I still love the car and I don't really want to sell it. It's more of a, hey, if someone came up with the right amount of money for the car, then I would sell it, right? So with all of that, if I do sell this car, a lot of you are gonna be wondering if I'm gonna be replacing it or anything like that. And probably not right away. I would wait a while before replacing it, but I'm thinking about doing something really stupid for the channel, and yeah, it's kind of going on to like the next level. So obviously, if you guys were with the channel initially, I started things off with a sports car. Now we went up to like a hardcore muscle car, which was the Shelby 350. And now we have this, which is kind of like your crazy track focused muscle car. And so I'm thinking about going the next level above that. Not 100% sure, but definitely a huge consideration, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. That is gonna sum things up for today's video. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, and I will see all of you in that next video.